Women are just making it so hard for me.
I'm a piece of and I know it.
Did not do it. I think hard to make smart wine. I want you to do
Stop the boy! Move the
What?
I feel so backstabbed. Damn, I'll be.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
To Colton. Timmy, all I hear you do is run your mouth.
Reality dating TV. Television programs in which real people are continuously filmed, a key component to dating shows, as the process of finding the one is being filmed the whole time. To make can fulfill desire, and it makes the audiences want to be on the show. Are You the One airs every Wednesday at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 11 o'clock p.m. on MTV. The Bachelor airs at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 9 o'clock p.m. on Monday on ABC. 16% of viewers are ages 18 to 35 years old, 9% of viewers are 35 to 54 years old, and 4% of viewers are 55 plus years old. Two dating shows and episodes we will be decoding is Are You the One Season 7, Episode 14, and The Bachelor Season 23, Episode 10. For Are You the One, 11 single women and 11 single guys are put through an extensive matchmaking process to find their perfect match. All 22 singles live together with a shared goal: figure out who their match is and find the love they've been looking for. Each week, the cast will have an opportunity to guess who their match is, and if they can identify all 11 couples, they'll split $1 million. The Bachelor, the series revolves around a single bachelor who starts with a pool of romantic interests from whom he is expected to select a wife from. During the course of the season, the Bachelor eliminates candidates, culminating in a marriage proposal to his final selection. Key concept number 1. All mass media is a construction of reality. Overall on the show, all the contestants have nice teeth and are well attracted. No one is seen as overweight, and most of them are considered fit. The mansions the couples are staying in is an expectation that couples and people in general should have the nicest things. Contestants are seen as cocky, jealous, and over-emotional. This is to create drama so the show has somewhat of an interesting context to it. Most of the time, the actors are wearing very skimpy clothes, and guys don't wear shirts half the time. Key concept number 2. All media constructions involve the use of forms, conventions, and codes. The introduction to the episode uses camera angles to sexualize men and female bodies, also by their actions and effects, like being wet with water. The upbeat music in the show makes you feel very happy, and everyone seems to be having fun. Tension is created when something nerve-wracking is about to happen. They use suspenseful and low music to make viewers feel anxious. Concept number 3. Mass media industries do not exist merely to entertain. They are part of our economic system, which generates billions of dollars. Having girls in bikinis most of the time and guys shirtless brings in attention. The idea of relationships is very relatable to many viewers and causes them to watch. People enjoy the show because it makes them believe that they can find love easily, just like the actors do in the show. Even people who think the show is stupid or unrealistic and watch it as a joke are still contributing to the amount of money being generated by the show. Key concept number 4. Mass media contain beliefs, values, and messages which affect how we live and how we view the world around us. Overall, the show's ideas say that there is one person for you, and if you are put in a house, you can find love and you can find the one. A guy says,
I have to be the dominant.
enforcing the stereotypical male dominance role. The key concept number 5. The audience negotiates or comes to its own conclusion viewing media. The audience, especially younger audiences, could misinterpret the show for real life and believe that this is how relationships are built. The audience would want to be as happy as all the couples there. The couples are in the show and are acting for parts that could lead people on negatively. For key concept 1 in The Bachelor, all women in Colton are very attractive with very fit bodies. The whole show forces relationships. The contestants are isolated with each other, and it's not a true representation. Camera angle zooming in on past contestants and current contestants' faces when tension and drama stirring up. Throughout the show, the women are very dramatic, and the fact that Colton is a virgin could be a code to the show that he cares more about the women's personality more than their body. Key concept number 3, what the show portrays is mostly just for entertainment, and the people portraying different characteristics are forced by producers so the show has an entertainment purpose to make money. relationships don't even last more than a year. For key concept number 4, women who view the show see other women on the show constantly being catty and rude to the other ladies. It also gives women the idea that seeing other women successful is a reason to be rude towards that person out of jealousy. For key concept number 5, who view the show could have the wrong idea, just like in the show Are You the One? Both shows glamorize love. Others may watch the show because they wish of a perfect relationship that they might think the show can give them.
Hey guys, I'm back with another podcast, and today our guest is Robert Graham, a past Bachelor contestant. So tell me, Robert, what was the experience like?
They'll pretty much do whatever it takes to get emotion out of you. And also, they got in trouble for this recently, but the alcohol around there flows like water. Have as much as you want at any given time. And they don't say, hey, stop drinking or whatever. They obviously want you to get as drunk as possible because then you say stupid stuff on. But yeah, I mean, they know everything about you, so they can kind of poke at you and say things to start bringing. We're in a hotel room. They stick you in a hotel room for like 3 days before you go on the show because they want you to just be isolated and be thinking only about that.
What was the casting situation like?
And the casting process is crazy. I don't know if you're familiar, but you have to go in for 5 interviews. They do these things where they bring you into a room and all the producers are sitting there and they don't tell you there's like 30 people in the room and they just fire questions at you. I want to make you really uncomfortable really quickly. See, I think they're casting directors and they have it down to such a science now. They know everything about you. You have to take like a 4-hour written test and answer a million different questions. So they know everything about you. And then with the background checks and talking to the psychologists and really digging deep into your past and into your life, they know if you like to drink, if you're out of control, like if you've had past relationships. They know all this stuff going in. So they think she would like, but also it's a TV show. They have to cast the really drunk guy on night 1. They have to cast the guys that are going to be starting shit with the other guys in the house. They have to cast the 3 or 4 or 5 guys that they think are actually going to end up or have a chance with this girl. And it happens every season. If you watch the show, every single season is identical.
What's the breakdown of the episodes? Were you able to see them prior to airing?
No, it was interesting. And what was even more interesting is I was freaking out when they were about to air the season because they don't tell you what's going to be on the show. So the first show that you do when you go on to The Bachelor or Bachelorette, you do not get paid. But then with the summer show that they have now, which is Bachelor in Paradise, I actually did season 1 of that, and they paid us per episode of that. Okay. I think, they edit kind of how they want. So you can be sitting there, like you and I could be having a conversation and we're talking about anything. And I say, man, that sucks. And they'll take that little snippet and plug it into something else or ask you a million questions the same way until they get the right response. So for example, like if John was out on a date with Desiree, they'd sit me down and go, hey, Robert, what do you think about John being on a date with Desiree? And you're like, oh, John's cool, good guy. And they're like, really? You're okay with this guy dating the girl that you're trying to be with? And you're like, yeah, he's, it's fine, whatever. And they're like, huh, that's not what he said about you. And ask you like a million questions until you're like, John sucks.
What's the point of going on and competing?
And this is my personal opinion. There's going to be a lot of people that disagree with this. With the social media stuff now, you can make so much money as a couple. The audience is fanatical. I mean, they're crazy about watching this dream scenario, scenario unfold. And then when you do get off the show, if you stay together, they just follow. Like they're wild. Like they are very dedicated to that. So these couples that end up together after the show, they make a ton of money on social media being together.
Thanks for tuning in to another podcast and getting an inside scoop on The Bachelor. See you next week.
Dating shows presents a false narrative of love. Though under the pretense of being a legitimate dating show, it is nothing but a mere construction of reality. This is not a healthy nor intelligent way of expressing love to actors because they get deep into the show and think they find proper love. People watching at home might also feel led on by the show if the plot doesn't go the way they hoped. Pushing the narrative that love will win amongst all is unrealistic as everything is. Unrealistic due to the fact that if they were to choose a different group of contestants, the show would end completely different with a whole different season entirely.
When I see shows with prominently white and blonde contestants, it makes me feel inferior to them because in my head, I'll always have like the thought that, oh, I can't find love, or oh, I'll never be attractive to people because of my race.
Makes me feel like I don't have the perfect body. It makes me want to work harder to look like the people that are on the dating shows.
And as to like reality TV and like dating shows, it's all fake and scripted. It's a person that like the director wants them to be, so it's not it's, let's say, it's unobtainable for the average person. And
honestly, like, I don't really pay much attention to them. I think they're cool, like, they're fun to watch. They're not necessarily, like, educational or something that's really gonna benefit you and make you, like, a better person.
And it's not realistic. So basing everything off a dating show is kind of ridiculous. And like,
Now think about this. How has dating shows affected your reality?